I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Oh my God, mentally, okay. I'm talking about I'm slow in the boxing ring, right?
Mentally.
I'm talking about the boxing ring, what you was talking about. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Okay, you're gonna see. I promise you're gonna see.
Teo, to Shakur's point, you seem to be the guy that rises to the level of your competition. When you were going against Loma, people felt you were the underdog. Josh Taylor, the same thing. And those are the fights where you really showcased your skills and abilities and upset the odds. Is this another fight where you're coming in there with that mentality to upset the odds?
Just put him in front of me and I'll beat him. Not about the odds. It's about, I guess defining them. You define the odds. Everybody's against you, great. That's when you know you're doing great. I put a thing out there. It's like, if you want to be liked in this sport, be a good boxer. You want to be loved in the sport, be the best boxer. But if you want to be hated in this sport, including the odds, be the greatest boxer.
The sit-down interview looked calm at first, but that feeling was misleading. There was clear tension under the surface from the start. As soon as they began talking about the past, things shifted. Amateur careers, promotion choices, who moved ahead first and who felt ignored. That is when the energy changed and the mood became intense.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if it's 2011 or 2012 National Junior Olympics or Junior National Golden Gloves. And I remember seeing him. He was wearing a white tank top. I think it was red and white trunks. And he was just whooping on dude bad. And that's when I noticed we were both cleaning up our divisions leading up to the finals. He ended up winning. I ended up, coming in second.
Did you first become aware of Teo?
It's so crazy. So like when I first kind of got aware of Teo, was probably before he even knew me. But I used to get on YouTube and I used to watch like the DMV fight, and I seen one of his fights up there and I kind of watched him. I thought he was a good fighter, and that's when I kind of got a first whiff of Teo. But when I finally first met him, probably was the same time he talking about.
Shakur casually admitted he felt a bit of jealousy. Teofimo quickly responded, saying he never cared. At that moment, the discussion stopped being about boxing history. It turned into old pride wounds that clearly never healed.
I was good with Teo. I thought Teo was a little jealous of me. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was getting the fights that you would. You were calling for Loma. He got Loma.
Yeah.
Did you see him as a future foe?
I think that everything just plays out the way it does, and eventually we was gonna end up meeting up with each other eventually. I had never seen any jealousy in my part with him. I mean, for crying out loud, he fought for Team USA, he got a silver medal. And,
not during them times though.
And the whole thing
not
was
during them times.
pushed.
I'm speaking on the times where I felt like you had a push start. You got the you used to be ahead of me far as like ESPN only like black fighters and all that kind of stuff. And when you said that, I kind of felt like it was a shot at me. So I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy.
No, I just didn't give enough. That's all. Cool. I just didn't give enough about it.
Then Teofimo started talking about making Shakur quit or knocking him out, and the whole room tightened up. Shakur answered in a calm and icy tone, not loud, just confident. He basically questioned whether Teofimo thought he was slow. Lines like that tend to come back hard by fight night.
You feel when you hear a guy say he might not just stop you, but he might make you quit in the fight.
Make me quit is crazy. Like, I don't got no quit in me, but it's cool. He's supposed to feel that way. Like, he's supposed to say the things that he's saying. He's not saying nothing out of the ordinary or something that I didn't expect. Only thing that I kind of took away, he got on a podcast, I want to say he said that I was slow. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, he's going to be very surprised come fight night, to where it's like, you really thought I was slow? Like, is that something like you put in your brain and thought it was about to come out there and work?
Teofimo sounded like someone protecting his territory as if this was his home. Shakur sounded like someone who waited years for this chance and did not care whose space it was. If things felt this sharp across a podcast table, imagine how 12 rounds will feel once words no longer matter.
You gonna beat me?
No,
what are
I
we
know what
talking
I'm
about?
gonna do. I know what I'm
so
gonna do.
So you gonna erase my name?
I know what I'm going to do.
This 140.
Basically, what I'm trying to let you know is that boxing ain't gonna allow it.
But how boxing not gonna allow it?
It won't.
How?
Cause now you facing me.
Oh shit, I'm so scared. Tio, I'm frightened. I'm scared for my life. I'm facing you. Ooh. That shit don't move me, bro. I can't wait to see you. I've been waiting on this. Yo, I don't know how you don't understand. I've been waiting on this moment forever. Like, it's been years and years for this moment right here. You gave me the opportunity. I appreciate you for that. But come with it. Facts.
While that tension plays out on camera, the real detail Teofimo should notice is elsewhere. Shakur is not talking, he is relocating. He is training in Colorado Springs at D1, working in thin air stacking rounds where fatigue exposes weakness fast. That is Crawford territory, and nobody goes there for comfort. You go there to get sharp.
It's all fun and games, man. We just in here having fun, joking around and letting them get some experience. You know, when you boxing, you gotta box in front of a lot of different people. So being that they in front of a lot of people right now, we kind of gassing it up, making it feel like it's an atmosphere of a fight. So I enjoyed it.
This is not social media training or headline chasing. This is quiet, disciplined, high-altitude work where timing improves and lungs harden. When a fighter like Shakur chooses this kind of camp, it shows exactly what he is preparing for. Precision, endurance, and control in the late rounds.
Yeah.
That got it.
Let me see that.
Good. That's good.
I feel great. Those sprints kind of be getting me right, you know, get my conditioning right. You know, sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint. Cause it's like, start the pace fast as hell and then they can't keep up the pace. But the sprints will kind of get you in shape to where once you break down, sometimes you get a second win. Then you get another win. Then you get another win after that. So I did the sprints a lot in a Jamel Herring fight. That's why you seen me fight at a fast pace. And then once I slowed down, I picked it back up and I had all the energy in the world to do it. So we locked in.
That altitude training is about making sure when Teofimo is still explosive, Shakur is still thinking clearly. It turns patience into a weapon and conditioning into confidence. While Teofimo talks about dominance and control, Shakur is building unseen advantages that only appear when rounds get hard. And that is the scary part, because altitude does not care who talks louder.
So far, it came going great. We about a month away from fight day. Everything going according to plan. Core look great, man, great. He getting the rounds in. Everything going according to schedule.
We coming.
We coming for the victory. You know, me as a trainer, I don't train to go the distance. I think that's wear and tear on the body. You put all the work in camp to make the fight night as easy as possible, and that's what he going.
After discussing Shakur isolating himself in Colorado Springs training for a 12-round chess match, the focus shifts back to New York. That is where all this tension will meet. Listening to Paulie and Chris, it feels like a serious table. No hype talk, just fighters who know what Madison Square Garden does to legs and nerves. The Garden is not just a building, it is a test. For Shakur, it is proof. For Teofimo, it is fuel.
Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? It's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like it's a big threat here to Shakur.
You can hear it in how they describe him. The more people doubt Teofimo, the more dangerous he becomes. His confidence feeds on disrespect. We have seen this before. When everything is easy, he drifts. When pressure hits, he locks in and does unreal things. Shakur is the opposite. He needs clarity, not chaos. He prepares quietly and delivers clean results. That contrast is why this fight feels different. Calling Teofimo a real threat is not disrespect. It is honesty.
And then they would all come undone only because of this reason. Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back against the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so good and he knows you're so good and everybody feels like you're gonna beat
Shakur may be the cleaner and steadier fighter, but Teofimo is unpredictable. He can rise in ways that break logic and timing. New York itself becomes part of the fight. This is not Vegas where everything feels controlled. This is MSG where noise feels personal. Teofimo feeds off it. Shakur shuts it out. Two different systems in one ring, and the odds add another layer.
Can't boast as he was not good. He did not. It was not a good night.
Oh, like a street fight.
Yeah, it was shots. And I think I was a guest on that on the call for that show, and I said I got one guy fighting with ego and I got one guy fighting with discipline, and that's what it was, because he just went out there and was just trying to knock him out from round one, and it was not working out well. Now, is he going to do that against Shakur? Absolutely not. But also, we've seen him struggle with guys like Jermaine Ortiz. We've seen him struggle with who was the Canadian guy who I mean, not that he struggled, but he failed to really impress.
Sandor Martin,
another.
On paper, Shakur should win. He is sharper comer and more controlled. But boxing does not happen on paper. It happens in moments, and Teofimo lives for moments. That is the danger. This fight is not just about titles. It is about whether discipline beats volatility or volatility disrupts discipline. When experienced fighters say they would not bet on this, it is not hesitation. It is respect for how unpredictable greatness can be. This is a real fight.
Called out Josh Taylor, a weight class below, and years out, said that I could beat that guy. He called out Jaron Ennis. I mean, obviously he didn't fight Jaron, but when him and his father put their heads together and they see something in a guy and they end up picking a fight like this, that's dangerous where he's the underdog, watch out.
After Paulie and Chris laid out the danger versus discipline debate, the tone shifts when Buddy McGirt speaks. The room settles. This is not hype. This is belief. No dramatic takes, just experience. Buddy keeps it simple. Control. You cannot rush Shakur. You cannot bully him. You cannot swing into a miracle. If you are Teofimo, you must outthink someone who lives in chess mode. That is a brutal task.
I mean, to me, they have two different styles. You know what I mean? And, Shakur just has a style that, to appreciate it, you got to be a real boxing person.
Yeah, because, when I say athleticism, it's like explosiveness and twitch, but isn't Shakur with the timing and the distance, it's more subtle.
Relaxed, you know what I mean? He can do whatever, he can take control at any time when he wants to.
Is it more efficient? Like Teo will cross arm and use all these reflexes, then Shakur will just take a little half step back.
That's it.
Is that more
efficient?
It's
all about control. It's all about control.
How competitive a fight you think it's going to be?
It's going to be a very good fight. I mean, it's a fight, and it's in the right place, New York. I've always said, I said years ago in an interview, if that fight happens, it's got to be in New York.
Shakur is smooth, but not flashy. Smooth in a way where nothing works and you cannot explain why. That is what makes him dangerous. When a trainer who has seen generations of fighters says levels exist, it carries weight. Buddy also explains the upset path honestly. You cannot turn this into a wild fight and win. This is about focus, patience, and matching Shakur mentally for 12 rounds. That is exhausting. To beat Shakur, you must be smarter than ever before.
Definitely.
Why is that?
He's the best at that weight. No one's going to beat him at that weight. He can go up to 47 and win a title. That's how good he is.
I mean,
it's going to be a good fight. I'm glad it's finally happening, a good fight in boxing where you got two very skilled fighters. And look, I love Teofimo. I picked him to beat Lomachenko. You know what I mean? But I just think that Shakur's on another level.
How many fighters can truly do that under pressure? That is why the prediction hits hard. It is not about dominance. It is about control. Step back, reset, steal, rhythm, win rounds again and again. When Buddy says Shakur impresses him more than the biggest names, it is not hype. It is perspective. This is not a loud prediction. It is a calm warning.
I remember Shakur as a kid when he was an amateur. I used to always tell him, kid, he's just special, man. He's special.
What's Teo, if he can pull up, like if you were his trainer, what would be the game plan you think to try to pull off what would be an upset?
You gotta be double smart. You can't go in there and think you're gonna bully him. You can't think you're gonna go in there and bomb him out. You gotta be extra smart.
When you put everything together, the picture becomes clear. This fight is not about loud words or microphone moments. It is preparation versus unpredictability, discipline versus volatility, altitude work versus emotional fuel. Shakur moves quietly, sharpening timing, lungs, and decisions. Teofimo thrives in doubt and pressure, creating moments that flip logic. Every voice circles the same truth. This is not a gimmick. One mistake changes everything. No safety net. Just two elite fighters proving whose mindset survives when the ring tightens.
Shakur's on point, man. You got to be just as on point as he is. And that takes a different level of concentration.
Unanimous decision then for Shakur?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I see him winning, though. I see Shakur winning, definitely.
Who do you see impresses you just a little bit more? I know they're both excellent. Haney
Shakur.
or Shakur, I mean.
Shakur.
But
Now it is your turn. Who do you trust when pressure peaks? Shakur calm control or Teofimo explosive response? Share your view in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you next time.